What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Big win for Barcelona against Dortmund the other day in the Champions League. Another match coming up against Leganés for Barcelona this Sunday, and then Atletico Madrid after that. But what I want to discuss in this video, there's some transfer rumors that are still circulating that a lot of us, we've already heard a lot about these transfer rumors. Who's going to be the replacement for Louis? Is it Victor Gyökeres, Jonathan David, Erling Haaland? The consistent interest, not interest from Rafael Leão. And then now apparently Nico Williams has reignited his interest to come to Barcelona next season. And then it looks like Barcelona apparently just had a sit-down meeting with Jonathan Tah, I think in Germany. Barcelona could actually get him on a free transfer next season, which I really don't want to spend this video talking about these other transfers because there's one in particular I do want to touch on. But I will say real quick, I think Jonathan Tah on a free transfer is a great signing. The experience, the size, the strength, the extra depth he bring to this defense, I think would be great, especially with some of the inexperience that they currently have. So I would be all for that. But there's one player that we haven't talked about before that I have to talk about because this kid in my mind is fantastic. And I never really heard of him until last season. And after the performance I just witnessed, firsthand, watched the entire match that I experienced this week in the Champions League, this just solidified my opinion where I'm like, damn, Barcelona should definitely attempt to at least have a conversation with him and his agent because this kid is sick. I don't know if anybody was able to catch the Real Madrid Atalanta match. But Ademola Lookman, I think this kid is legit. This kid is special. And I'm surprised we really haven't heard of him before. I think this is his second or third season in Serie A. He was in the Premier League before. Usually was relatively involved in the Premier League. I'm not sure why I never really heard of him until last season. Wow. If you caught that match, you guys probably saw exactly what I saw. Best player on the pitch. I feel like it doesn't even do justice. This kid was like so much better than everybody else. It was insane. The way that he carried Atalanta and the way they started to play through him on that left-hand side, the entire second half, he doesn't lose the ball. He's quick, he's skilled, he dribbles, and he beats guys one-on-one. He can score. He creates opportunities out of nothing. This kid is the definition of an attacking player, of a winger. This is the exact type of player I would love to see Barcelona go out and get. And I think if you actually think about it, I'm not going to say it's the perfect situation because there's never an actual perfect situation. He's 27, so it's not like he's 21 or 22. But we're seeing it now where players are playing a little longer than they used to, right? Their fitness gets better. There's better diets, better training regimens. There's better recovery. We're seeing Mohamed Salah at like 32, 33 perform at some of the best levels we've ever seen, having a Ballon d'Or caliber season, and he's one of the older players in the Premier League. We've seen Messi and Ronaldo put up numbers in their 30s. We see players do it a lot, and getting him at 27 or 28, I think still could give Barcelona easily 3, 4, 5 years of him with a lot of football, fantastic football left to play. And I did some research. He is currently on like $45K per week salary. His contract, it looks like it ends in 2026, but it looks like his market rate is around 40 million. That's totally doable. They signed Dani Olmo for like 60 million plus add-ons, I believe, and he's 25, 26. So basically the same age, 20 million less, and you get an actual experienced left winger. Or what excites me the most about this is, could you imagine a 4-4-2, Lookman up top with Rafinha, Olmo as cam, and then you can have like Lamine Yamal play as like an inverted winger slash forward if he needs to, but just play him as an outside right winger. You have Pedri and Casado. Gavi can play on that left side if he needs to. Could you imagine that? Oh my God, that would be so sick. I mean, you could also line up Lookman as the left winger, Rafinha up top, Louis up top, Olmo as cam, or Rafinha as cam. There's so many endless opportunities. I get really excited just thinking about it because I actually think this is a player that could fit Barcelona and their system, their style. I don't know if a player like this, because he's not a notable big name player like you'd get with a Rafael Leão or an Erling Haaland. I'm sure he would want to start and play as much as possible wherever, but I don't think he'd have the ego coming here where he'd be like, I have to start every single match. I want $200K per week salary. I don't think he'd have these crazy demands because he's already 27. He's like typically that's kind of past the early mid part of the prime of their career where they're going through these transfers and signing with top clubs. So I think this is actually a unique situation that could really benefit Barcelona. And if I'm being honest, I really hope they try and pursue him. I know it's not on the radar and maybe there's conversations to be had, but this, in my opinion, would be a sick signing. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. And what's funny, after watching this Madrid and Atalanta match, it actually makes me extremely nervous. Barcelona, we have to play. Barca plays them their last group stage match in the Champions League. Luckily, Barca's home. But if you guys watch that Real Madrid-Atalanta match, I actually think Real Madrid should have lost. Their first goal with Mbappe, don't get me wrong, it was a nice goal. His turn was nice and the finish was nice. But if you actually watched the defending from their center back, it was horrible. He wasn't goal side. And he didn't try and step up and intercept the pass. I don't even know what he was doing. And it's Mbappe. And honestly, there's actually a couple shots that actually show Mbappe offsides. Again, it is what it is, but I think that was a preventable goal. And then the goal that Vinicius scored, it was just such an unfortunate way that the ball bounces and goes right to him on a breakaway. I mean, you couldn't ask for an easier goal than that from Real Madrid. And then Lookman sets up, I don't know who it was, but he sets up someone with like 30 seconds left in the match, crosses it. Literally, it's harder not to score than it is to score. And bro shoots it over the net. It's crazy. At a minimum, they should have drew, but a really, really good team. And I think Lookman is going to give Cubarsí and Koundé, he's going to give them a tough time when they're against each other. I think that's going to be a great match. But I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Should Barcelona maybe look at Lookman instead of maybe Nico or Leão? I understand he's a little older, but Barcelona's never had an issue developing La Masia talent that has turned out to be great. We see it every single year. There's great talent coming through La Masia. So you sign Lookman for 40 million. 45, you get him for a solid 3, 4, 5 years. You're telling me that in 2, 3 years, Barcelona either A, can't sign another top tier player like a Florian Wirtz or doesn't develop another fantastic talent? I definitely think they do. So I think this is a great situation. I would love to see them at least have a conversation around it, because this is one player where this kid is fantastic, and him in the right system and the right team with combining with Pedri and Olmo and Rafinha, come on, dude, that would be so fun to watch. And then, like I said, the other signings, I think you do need to sign a Louis replacement. I think Tah is a perfect signing, and then maybe sign an outside back, because as we see it right now, there's some inexperience with Barcelona, and I think we need to give players like Koundé a rest and maybe find a right back that Koundé at times maybe can replace Cubarsí or Inigo Martinez, and we can put somebody else on the right. So I think a defender for sure, but Lookman, I really want Barcelona to try and pursue, or at least have a conversation about it. This kid is special. So let me know what you guys think about this down below. Let me know your thoughts. Comment everything down below. What players you would like to see Barcelona go after. Players you might not want to see them go after that there's been conversations about them pursuing. But mostly, Lookman. Yes, no, maybe. Comment it down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. See you guys back here next time. Peace.